But that doesn't take away from the action tonight as we get ready for Week 6 of West Texas Game Time.
There's no place like West Texas and no coverage like this. Welcome to Game Time West Texas. From Midland and Odessa to Abilene and San Angelo and everything in between. If it happens on the field, you'll see it here. It's Game Time West Texas, sponsored by Midland College.
I moved so quickly, I'm sorry. Lord, you keep that.
Straight off the lot, all cash. Straight off the lot, all cash.
What you already know, don't ask.
I pull up in all white, looking right. 100 bands, that's what's leaving me tonight. Pressed in the fame and the lights. See the flash and they shooting on sight. Pull up in all white, looking right. 100 bands, that's what's leaving me tonight. 100 bands, that's what's leaving me tonight.
100 bands, that's what's leaving me tonight.
Let's set it on fire. Let's set it on fire.
Game Time West Texas, sponsored by Midland College.
It's Week 6. For many teams, this is the bye week. It's a time to rest, kick back, watch film, and prepare for Week 7. But that is not the case for these teams tonight. We've got a lot of action. There's no days off as we reach the halfway point in the 2025 season. So let's start with our game of the week. Corey McIntyre is out at Memorial Stadium as it's homecoming for Big Spring, taking on Fort Stockton in a clash of Class 4 teams. Corey?
Thanks, Ethan. Well, you know, I don't like to toot my own horn, but West Texas, I definitely called it. Before this game kicked off, I said that this game could be a shootout. So all I'm going to do is step back and watch you and let you watch these highlights. Another Friday in Howard County means another game ball delivery by helicopter. But this time we have the Big Spring Steers taking on Jerry Diaz and the Fort Stockton Panthers. And these two teams wasted no time getting on the board. Marcus Rios faked me all the way out, juked the defender and stumbled his way into the end zone for 6. And Coach McWilliams is absolutely loving it. But I don't think he's going to love this from his defense. On the second play of the drive for the Panthers, Diaz scans the field and finds Nicky Sotelo, and he will take it the distance to tie the game up at 7. Steers not laying down though. Rios drops back this time, airs it out, and finds Ethan Threats, and he will go all the way. Steers back up with the score of 14-7, and they keep their foot on the gas. Rios rolls up a prayer, and Jacoby Lozano somehow comes down with it in double coverage. And this was set up Xander Garza for the easy touchdown, and the Steers make this a 2-possession game. But not for long. Diaz will continue to dominate the air and find his favorite receiver while doing so. Panthers make this a 21-14 game. And with another crucial stop, the Panthers find themselves in the red zone, and guess who Diaz finds? Yeah, you guessed it. Nicky Sotelo with his 3rd touchdown of the game, and this match is tied up at 21 going into halftime. Well, the Panthers will go on to upset the Steers on homecoming night with the score of 42-21. Now, after the game, I got a chance to catch up with star wide receiver Nicky Sotelo to talk about his huge performance he had here tonight. So if you want to watch that full interview, just head over to newswest9.com and click the Game Time tab. Reporting to Big Spring, I'm Corey McIntyre. Ethan?
Thank you, Corey. Those Panthers are a team to watch out for this season. And while most teams are waiting for district action in a few weeks, next week possibly, we're already heading into week 2 for Crane and Alpine. The Golden Cranes and Bucks split the series in 2024, and Crane took no time to make a statement. Baltimore Aguirre fumbled the opening kickoff, and here comes the chaos. Broken play becomes great play. House call for Aguirre to start the game. Alpine needs a spark, and the defense gives it to them. Day Hardwick picks it off at the goal line. The ball belongs to the Bucks. Hardwick now in command for Alpine at quarterback. This kid is shifty, escaping for the first down, going past the chain crew, but the Golden Crane defense was too much. They get into the backfield for the sack on Hardwick and take over on offense. A little trickery with Kobe Walker, reverse for the touchdown. Crane dominates Alpine 56-7. Homecoming for Greenwood in a top 10 matchup against Lubbock Cooper Liberty. Rangers defense set the tone, and Dakota Underhill was the man in charge. He flies in for the turnover on downs. Goal line stand by the Greenwood defense, and on the next drive, it's Underhill with the pick. The senior puts the Rangers in the red zone, and Greenwood capitalizes. First play of the second quarter, Lincoln Madrid bounces outside. He puts the Rangers on the scoreboard with an 8-yard touchdown. Played that fight song. Defense kept up the pressure and forces the Patriots into another interception, this time from Noah Rivas, putting Greenwood in prime territory. Madrid goes to work. He whips it to Dylan Payton for the 13-yard TD. The Rangers take down Liberty 34-14. Coming up, we've got our big 3 from the Permian Basin, Concho Valley, and Big Country. But let's look at some Week 6 scores.
Let's go.
Welcome back. Monahans is 0-5 on the season, hoping to avoid a winless non-district record. But the Lobos entered Friday winning their last 5 meetings against rival Pecos. Stephen Pepper is out at Eagle Stadium. Stephen, was Pecos able to snap its losing streak to Monahans on homecoming night?
Ethan, the Pecos Eagles have lost their last 5 straight to the Monahans Lobos, and man, they've just been straight owned by their crosstown rival by an average of 34 points. So tonight, the night they finally break that miserable losing streak. Let's take a look at those first half highlights. At Eagle Stadium, it's Pecos hosting the rival Monahans Lobos in a game that feels like a must-win for both squads. Pecos forces a 3-and-out on Monahans opener, so here's receiver Maury Griffin taking the pitch into the end zone for the game's first touchdown. The Lobos' second drive now looking to match that score. Quarterback Dylan Pittman looking long for his man, but it's picked off by Mateo Fernandez. But the Lobos' defense will get a stop to sort of give their offense a chance to settle in, and a good way to do that is with easy pitches and catches to Lucas Chavez. Now into the second quarter, still the same Lobos drive, and why not keep the rock in the hands of Chavez, who speeds his way into the end zone to tie the game up at 7. Let's fast forward to under a minute in the first half, and it's Eagles ball here. Quarterback Avery Garcia wants points, and so does his receiver Jordan Morales, going upstairs to get his team into field goal range. And Pecos would tack on that field goal to head into the locker room up 13-7 over Monahans.
It's a long-standing rivalry, and like I said, it's really not a rivalry until we start winning more often, and that's what we plan to do. And we set out to work this week, and we came out and got it done. Defense played well. Offense moved the ball well, limited their possessions. We played very well, very good complementary football tonight.
Well, it was a nail-biter in the second half, but it was the Pecos defense in the end on 4th down with 2 minutes to go that said, I don't want to lose no more. We're going to finally snap that streak, 5-game losing streak over. Pecos defeats Monahans for their first win against their rival since 2019. Your final, 20-14 Pecos over Monahans, who are still winless after 6 weeks, by the way. But reporting live in Pecos, I'm Stephen Pepper for West Texas Game Time.
It's Friday Night Lights here in Abilene, where first, the Wiley Bulldogs take on the Cooper Cougars. Wiley took the ball to start the game, but an early miscue set them back. That's when Cooper quarterback Jaden Carrillo took over, breaking tackles and sprinting 43 yards to the house to put the Cougars on the board first, 7-0 Cooper. But Wiley wasn't backing down. On the next drive, quarterback Jaden Karleskin uncorked a 54-yard bomb to a wide-open number 15 Blaze Ruffin, who strolled into the end zone untouched. That tied the game 7-7 as the first quarter came to a close. Meanwhile, over at Shotwell Stadium, the Abilene Eagles were battling the Amarillo Sandys. In the second quarter, Sandys quarterback number 2 Jet Lopez launched a 45-yard touchdown pass to number 16 Tate Blackwell, extending their lead 14-0. The Eagles tried to respond, but a costly offsides penalty on number 67 Jim Boema set them back, and the Sandys took advantage. Next play, Judge Donovan takes off on a 38-yard touchdown run. It's 21-0 Amarillo. But Abilene showed some life before the half. Quarterback connects with number 10, John Rangel, on a clutch touchdown pass to finally put the Eagles on the board. And right before halftime, Amarillo looked to add 3 more, but a blocked field goal and heads-up recovery by number 21, Charles Meeks, stopped the Sandys cold. At the half, Amarillo 21, Abilene 7, with momentum starting to shift.
Ethan Purcell here at St. Angelo Stadium, where the Lakeview Chiefs, who are coming off of their first loss, are taking on the Burnett Bulldogs. Let's check out some highlights.
The Chiefs would start the game with the ball, trying to make some moves, with QB Chris Alviso dropping a short pass to number 12 Isaiah Rios. But that Bulldog defense wasn't letting it happen, swarming Rios. But it wouldn't be enough. A few plays later, Alviso throws a deep pass to number 2 Chris Rodella for the first score. Burnett would take over next, QB Fisher Powell with a quick pass to number 3 Jordan Jones, but the Chiefs' defense was in strong form too, with a swift takedown of Jones. Just one play later, Powell would attempt a repeat, but that same Chief defense would crash through the line, sacking the QB before he could make a move. But the Bulldogs wouldn't be stopped. After a quick handoff, senior Josiah Coronado would find a hole in Lakeview's defense and run it all the way in for Burnett's first TD. And the score wouldn't stay tied up for long. On their next drive, Lakeview's number 14, Braylon White, would grab a direct shot from Alviso, dance over to Bulldogs, and right into the end zone, the Chiefs taking the lead before the end of the first quarter. At San Angelo Stadium, Ethan Purcell, West Texas Game Time.
And after the break, we go from 11-man to 6-man football with the Grady Wildcats. But let's take a look at some more scores.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
It looks like in 6-man, the Grady Wildcats are a force to be reckoned with in 2025. Grady has allowed 6 total points this season entering Friday night and is 5-0 for the first time since 2007. Grady now looking to improve to 6-0 against Wellman Union in a battle of the Wildcats, but Wellman Union is trying to make a statement. Edgar Macias lobs it to Braxton Dill. Wellman Union grabs the early lead. Grady responds. Wyatt Creech is in the open grass and finds his way to knot the game up at 8 apiece. Creech would do it again. He's casually running down the field. Look at those legs. He's like a gazelle in the open grass. 69-yard touchdown gives Grady the lead. But this is the Creech show, and he can also throw. He finds his man, Knight Durham, hitting him, and he does the rest. Grady stays undefeated, winning 58-26. And back to 11-man, Great Creek hoping to match its win total from 2024, facing San Angelo TLCA in a battle of the Eagles. Jonah Munoz gets it to Eric Heitzerater for the first down. Later, it's Bryson Ward driving in for a TLCA touchdown. Great Creek answers through the air. Brayley Woods connects with Ashton Ortiz, who shakes off a few tackles, but is just short of 6. But on the next play, Darrell West would get that 6 for Great Creek. He heads towards the pylon and walks it in to tie the game. Later, Great Creek is rolling. Rinse and repeat for West as Great Creek takes this one 49-12. And up next, we've got the best of the best from tonight's action as we dive into our top plays. But first, let's give a recap of the action from Week 6.
Let's go.
lot of great action from around West Texas tonight, but these are the top plays from Week 6. So let's see who are the candidates, starting with play number 1. Well, comes from our game of the week. Fort Stockton, Jerry Diaz diving Nicky Sotelo. Great touchdown to end the first half in that win for the Panthers, and that is our first top play. Our second play takes us to Crane and Alpine. Baltimore Aguirre drops the fumble, but this is where the chaos comes all the way. House call for the opening kickoff touchdown. That is a special play for play number 2. And for play number 3, we go back to our game of the week. Marcus Rios airs it out to Ethan Threat. Long bomb touchdown for our play number 3. But make sure to go to the Game Time tab on our website at newswest9.com to cast your vote to determine which of these plays will be our play of the week. And we've had a lot of great athletes tonight, but if you think someone we covered or didn't cover should be our player of the week, let us know, as Corey McIntyre will reveal our player of the week. Now, Week 6 done. These teams will have their bye week either before or in the middle of district play. But next week, we will see the return of a lot of great teams. We get our 6A teams back. We get our 2A teams back to the gridiron. We will have a rivalry, Odessa High versus Permian, East, West. That is a battle of the Basin. I'm calling it that right now. Or the Ratliff Ruckus. I think that's a great nickname. But those teams will come back, as I hope you'll join us next Friday for West Texas Game Time. I'm Ethan Becker, signing off. Have a great weekend, everyone.